Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be talking about WoD of the Dragonflight, and I will explain how you can craft some very expensive transmog with the different professions from WoD of the Dragonflight. So this is something I already covered in a previous video, but basically with patch 10.0.5, we have the return of some of the best transmogs you were able to craft in WoD of the Dragonflight that were unobtainable for probably like 2 or 3 years, and that you can now craft again and sell on the auction house. So one thing that is very interesting with the different professions from WoD of the Dragonflight was the fact that basically for each of the items, whether it is weapons or armor pieces, you always add 3 different type of appearances. You have the base one that, as you can see, is always very normal and nothing crazy. Then you have the second one and the third one, which is the final parts of these different appearances and usually the best one. So as you can see, with all these different weapons, you will usually have a big difference, and the last one, the main appearance, will be the one you want to craft and then make a lot of gold with. So you will need to do a couple of things in order to craft all these different items, and it's pretty simple. So the first step is unlocking the buildings you need in order to then unlock the different recipes and the materials you will need in order to craft all these different items. So for instance, here on my druid, as you can see, I have like blacksmithing and leatherworking. So I have the tannery and the forge, and then like that you will be able to have access to all the different vendors. Then what you want to do is upgrade these different buildings. In order to upgrade them, you just want to go here and talk to the blueprints vendor, and then you want to buy the different blueprints. Sometimes you will need to like unlock these different blueprints by doing achievements and everything. And when you have the blueprints, you can then just learn the blueprints, come back here, and then you can, as you can see, just click on upgrade, and you will then be able to upgrade the different buildings. And like that, you will have access to even more materials that you will need in order to craft all these different items. So the second step is to go where the building is located, and you want to talk to the different trainers. Here they will sell you a couple of different recipes, and normally you will have a blue one that you can directly buy without needing anything else than just 1 or 2 gold, and you want to learn this one. When you learn this base recipe, you will then be able to craft some of these items, the secret of the different professions. So for instance, here I have blacksmithing and I have leatherworking. These are going to be very important because with these different secrets, you will then be able to purchase the different plants and recipes that we need in order to craft the very interesting transmog items. So it's very important to mention that these secrets are on a daily cooldown, so you need to craft them every day with each of your character, because otherwise you won't be able to buy all the different recipes and plants you will need. So after that, the third step is simply buying the different plants and recipes you need. So for instance, what you should do is really try to focus on the ones that are the most interesting. So for instance, here for blacksmithing, the weapons are going to be the best items you can craft. So buy the different plants, and then you will also need to buy the remarkable essence that will be used in order to get this advanced appearance. So for instance, here as you can see with blacksmithing, I have 4 of these essences that I can craft. The 2 blues is in order to craft the rank 2, but these are not really the most interesting ones. And then the 2 epic ones are for the final appearances. So as you can see, I have 1 for the different armor pieces and 1 for the weapons. So here, for instance, with blacksmithing again, I will choose the one with the weapon. And like that, I will then be able to craft these very good appearances. Then step 4 is actually getting all the different materials that you will need in order to craft these items. One thing that is a little bit annoying with the different professions from WoD of the Dragonflight is the fact that all the different materials that you need are binds when picked up, so you cannot buy them from the auction house. So every day, again, this is on the daily cooldown, you want to go on all your different characters and craft all these different materials, because otherwise you won't be able to craft the transmog items. If you have the building level 3, you will usually get more materials, so this is why you really want to upgrade your different buildings. So the first thing you want to do is, of course, just craft the materials directly from your profession, and then you want to talk to the work order, and here you will be able to place some of these orders, and as you can see, then when they're finished, you can come here and you will then receive all these different materials, as you can see. And like that, you will then be able to craft all the different items you need. You can also get some of these materials when opening the gift you will receive from the Blingtron 5000, the one from WoW the Genre. So each time, depending on which profession you have on your character, you will receive the right material. And then also here in your garrison, it's here for all players and it's somewhere else for Alliance player, you will be able to use some of your primal spirits in order to buy all these different materials. But as you can see, you will need a lot in order to buy a lot of these different materials. But still, this is another way to get some of these pretty quickly. The final step is to simply craft the essence that you need in order to craft your items. So as you can see here, I will craft the one for a weapon. And then again, you want to focus on the weapons that are the most interesting. So here, personally, I always refer to the sell rate. So as you can see right now, the Great Axe is probably the one with the best sell rate with the saber as well. And like that, I just then choose and decide to use the essence on this weapon. And here, as you can see, it will then transform the appearance. Again, if I remove the essence, then I will only craft this one. So here I will craft this one with the essence, and then you will receive in your inventory this weapon with the correct appearance, and then you can sell it on the auction house for quite a lot of gold. One important thing you want to do is to post all these different items manually. Don't use TSM if you have TSM, because as you can see, usually it won't really recognize the appearance or whatever, and so you will end up posting some of these appearances for maybe 5 or 10k gold, because TSM will simply copy the price of some of the rank ones, and so you will lose a lot of gold if you're doing it like that. So really just go on your auction house manually, and then you can post it. You can compare with the one that is currently on the auction house. As you can see, this is the same eye level, and then like that you will be able to actually post the correct price, because otherwise, again, you might end up losing a lot of gold by doing that. So when it comes to the best professions, I would really say that, again, blacksmithing is going to be the best one, simply because you can craft all these different weapons, and also you have all the different armor pieces that are also really, really interesting. So really, this is going to be the best profession. Then you have engineering. Engineering is really good because with this one, you will be able to craft this gun, and this gun is extremely nice. One thing that is very important to mention is don't waste your secrets or your materials on the different glasses, because as you can see, they will always keep the same appearance whether they are rank 1, 2 or 3. So this is one thing that is very important to mention. Then you have inscription, simply because with inscription you will be able to craft this very, very nice staff. So these ones are very good, especially I would say the crystal fire one is probably the best, but with this one you can also probably make a little bit of gold. And then of course you have leatherworking. With leatherworking you will be able to craft all the different armor pieces, especially I would say these pants are really, really nice. They have like a nice effect, and as you can see, you can craft them with all the different colors. So these are probably going to be the main professions, but again, it's up to you to see what you want to do. And keep in mind, again, you can do that on all your different characters. All you need is the garrison, and then to unlock the different buildings for the different professions. And then you can every day craft the materials, the secrets, and normally after a certain point you will be able to sell all these different items on the auction house. One last tip, for instance, if you have a couple of characters that have the garrison and that you're not really using, then you can, and maybe it's a good idea to take blacksmithing or one of these main professions on multiple of your characters. So like that, maybe in 1 week you will be able to craft multiple of these items instead of having only one character that can only craft a certain amount of materials and of items per week. So when it comes to the value of all these different items, I would say that for all the different weapons, it's probably going to be around 100 to 150k gold minimum on European and North American realms. Again, keep in mind, it's very difficult to craft a lot of these weapons, so this is why the value is pretty high. So definitely just check your auction house before starting to craft certain like some of these items. But normally you should be able to make quite a lot of gold by crafting these rank 3 appearances. And again, keep in mind, you don't need to go through the rank 2, you can directly go to rank 3, and these are the most interesting ones. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you will be able to make some gold with all these different transmog items. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, but in the meantime, I wish you all a great Sunday. Bye!